Hey everybody, I'm Amy from BodyFit by Amy, and this is your mobility, core, and deep stretch workout. This is an all body weight active recovery workout where we're gonna start standing, work our way down to the mat. We'll get some mobility, we'll get some isolated core, and we'll finish with a deep stretch. Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's start just by getting our bodies in alignment, checking in with our posture. So soft bend in the knees, feet shoulder width apart, shoulders back but relaxed. Let's start at the top of our head. So top of our head, ears stacking over the shoulders, shoulders stacking over that rib cage over the hips, the pelvis, and then the hips over the knees and the ankles. And just take a minute to settle into that. See where you may be holding any tightness, any tension. Maybe you're like me and you're feeling some soreness from your workout yesterday. And I want you to be aware of that posture, thinking of stacking those bony landmarks that we talk about, but not tightening into it. So not pushing those ribs out to have good posture here, not pulling it forward, just trying to relax into good posture. I know that sounds a little different, but then from here, let's start with just a gentle march. So the first thing we're gonna do is just get the blood flowing, get the body's core temperature up, and then we're gonna move into a little standing mobility. So these are things that will, gently get your heart pumping, but more importantly, get the blood flowing, get the muscles warm to move into some active mobility. So we're moving through mobility exercises. Then we will work our way down to the mat. So when we get down to the mat, we'll be, again, continuing with some mobility. We'll have some focused core, and then we will finish with a deep stretch. So right here, team, let's bring those knees up a little higher just to work on our mobility. Just pumping the arms here. So most of us, those hip flexors get kind of tight, so we wanna bring them up. That's also gonna help us focus on that core. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Nothing too crazy, but certainly you can slow it down if that's better for you, but think pulling up through the hips, through the hip flexors, right here. Up, up. And then let's take it to a little more of a knee raise. So knees, I'm gonna pull my arms over and down. Again, if you're feeling more of the cardio, you can pick up the pace. If you're feeling a little more of that mobility, take it here. If you need to keep it grounded, you can certainly do that as well. But again, I wanna think about getting the movement through those joints as we're moving through. Right, now we're feeling that heart rate a bit. Now let's just take it to a little tap. Turn your body so we're getting that rotation. Can we reach across? Rotational movement through the torso, through the hips. So we're starting this with just a little reach. Can we now add a little tap out and go over your head? You don't have to do that. You can keep just the tap or take it here. And I should mention this is a flow, so we're not gonna worry about timed intervals. We'll take a few breaks to get some water, but certainly you can get that water whenever you need it. Let's go back across the chest. Again, torso moving through that twisting motion. So you can get water when you need it, but we're not gonna worry about intervals, stopping, starting. We're just gonna keep it moving. It's a short workout right here. So keep that. Can you reach down in front and in back? So watch my arms. I'm gonna go up and over, up and over. You can also do that if you're just tapping right here, but if you want to tap out, big rainbow arms. So again, we get that movement through the torso. We get that opening of the hips, big rainbow, rainbow. Right here. 4, 3, 2, back to that tap. So we're here. Now let's tap the feet back. So watch me, they're going back. You can start here or bring the heels up. So now we're hamstrings. Now those hip flexors that were coming up, now we're getting a little stretch, flexing the foot and the back. So arms can start low. And then if you want a little more cross over in the front. And then if you want to take them up high, reach here. Right? Breathe. Or keep it back to center. And again, you can pick up your pace if that's where you are today. Woo! Watch those hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a big step out, side lunge, step it in. So you can think of it as a small little step out, shifting your weight into your hips. Or you can even get a little lower, touch down, reach up. You guys know I love this as a mobility move. If you've done my workouts before, we often put this in a warm-up because we can open up the hips, we can shift the weight, we can reach it up. Reach it up. And up. Right here. And up. Can we hold our feet nice and wide right here? So just shift your weight. We're keeping it stationary. And we're gonna go down, one arm behind. Again, just to open up the hips even more. If you can pick up your pace, get a little deeper, feel that stretch, that mobility. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Right here. March it in the center. Roll those shoulders. We're gonna tap it back. So tap back. Watch my arms. Tap and reach. Tap and reach. So I want you to really turn, open, reach up. Open and up. You can make them even bigger if you want, but I want that open through the chest to the sky. Then rotate over. Now we're here. If you want, we can take it a little lower, a little more of a lunge. Take it down, reach it up. Take it down, reach it up. If that's not right for you, you just keep the little tap back. Right here, down, reach. Then let's hold this here. So if you can be up in a standing position with both feet flat. You can also grab onto the wall if you need to, but I want you to open up those arms, open up the shoulders. If you're able, drop down to that knee. So from here, a little forward and back. So I want you to think about tilting the hip forward. So we open up in that hip flexor, keeping the arms open, right? And then from here, and again, you can do this from a standing position, I want you to take that knee out just a bit. Doesn't have to be much, but I'm turning just a little bit to open up the hips from here. If that's painful for you, I want you to keep it really small. You can take that inside arm, just gently push out. So again, you can do this from a standing position. Maybe you need a little balance, just opening out either like this or here. From here, we're here. And then again, either standing or down here, we're gonna reach up with that world's greatest stretch. We're gonna rotate in, drop the knee, rotate out, extend it up. Rotate in, drop the knee, and out. Take it up. So we're getting so many things here. Obviously a lot of hip action, right? And up. One more. Go ahead and return to a standing position. Maybe you want to come here first. Slowly roll it up. And then let's take it back. So again, you can be here with some balance. You can hold that stretch. You can open up the knee this way. You can reach through with a little balance. You may need to turn the other way. If you're able, we're gonna come all the way down. Open up the shoulders. A little forward and back, but also a little tilt of the hip. You can feel it. So maybe this doesn't feel as good, but tilt, feel that hip flexor stretch, and back. Right here. Then let's take it here. Take that front knee, turn it out just a bit. So again, you can either have that arm on the inside, or you can move that leg, feel that stretch. And then let's reach it up, rotate it through. Reach it up, rotate it through. Yes, you can. Reach. And one more. Right here. So I want you to come back to that standing position. Take your time. And from here, get yourself centered again. We're gonna hinge down the front of the legs. Feel the hips go to the back. Bring it up. Big reach and open. You can even get a little extension here. Reach, down, hips go to the back. Head and neck relax, soft bend in the knees. Slowly bring it up, because we're gonna work our way down to the mat. We're almost done from that standing position. So you can keep just that, or you may know what's coming. We're gonna inchworm it out. So here, walk those hands out. Feel that core. Walk those hands back. Soft bend in the knees. Slowly rolling it up. So really good mobility work through the spine, but we're also getting that core working, right? Here, walk it out. If you want to just keep the hinge, you can. Walk it back. And slowly up. One more, and we're gonna end this one down on the mat. So if you're standing, just make your way down onto the mat. If you're inchworming, you can just bring it down and drop those knees. Let's sit back into that child's pose. So you can hang out in this child's pose, or if you need to grab a sip of water, this is a good point. We're around our halfway point to get a little sip of water. So we're here on all fours. Once you get that water, I want you to watch me here. We're gonna take that hand behind the head. I'm gonna cross towards the opposite hand. And then as I come up, I don't wanna just come to here. I really wanna open up here. It's hard to do. Most of us don't have a lot of mobility there. So do the best you can. We're gonna rotate in, rotate out. Trying not to move in the hips, not to the point of pain, but stretch through that. So knees beneath the hips, hands beneath the shoulders, hand behind the head, cross over, and then rotate up. Again, I know most of us look to that ceiling, elbow to the ceiling, cross it over. You're trying to stay stable in your spine, so you're not moving back and forth in the hips, but then rotating through here. So stable in the hips, I should say. Moving through the spine here. And breathe. And let's get one more. Take it in. And reach. It's hard, I know. And then sit back in your child's pose. Rest those wrists. Same thing, other side. So bring it up to all fours, hands behind the head, crossing over, open to rotate. I can already tell this one is tighter, right? So strong in the core, and then rotate through the spine, elbow to the ceiling, trying to get that rotational movement, but stable in the hips. Take it here. Rotate it up. Woo! I know, one more. And bring it up. Ah! And then back into that child's pose. So stretching here, one more little mobility that's gonna engage the core, then we'll have a little bit of focused core. So come to a seated position. This is what we want. We're coming into our 90-90. If you've done mobility with me before, you know I love this. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can sit on the edge of a chair or a bench, and you can move the hips. We're going internal, external rotation. So you can have your hands behind if you need to, moving through, or here to here. So we're getting hip mobility, but the core has to stabilize. So taking it here, woo, right here. Again, if you need the hands, if you need to go one at a time, you can. Turn into it. This way. And breathe. One more. And I just want you to turn into that if you can. If it feels good, look over that shoulder, get that stretch, whatever feels good for you. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here. Looking over. And we're gonna switch to that other side, and then we're moving into some core. So taking it here or here. Now we're gonna do some isolated core, get a good little burn in those core muscles, but also be working through mobility before we close with that deep stretch. So do what is best for you. Coming back to center. We're gonna take it underneath our legs here. So if you're someone that it bothers your back or for whatever reason you need to modify, do what's best for you. You can keep all these things that we take down, you can take them standing. Get that little stretch here. So those arms out in front. So focused core, but again, mobility. We're gonna do a big inhale, exhale, open it up. We're gonna close it here, opening up the chest, but using your core, exhale, right through here. Breathe. If this is not right for you, take this lean out of it and just do it from a seated position or standing and just open up while you engage the core. One more. And we're gonna take it right here. You can start seated, hands up, reach to the back of the mat, and here. Reach to that back corner, and here. That is your straight up mobility. If you wanna add more of that core, again, you're leaning, using your core to lift. Leaning, rotate. You can even bring those hands straight up over the head for the mobility. So we're getting core, but we're also getting that mobility. One more each side. Reach and reach. Just take your time underneath those legs, slowly roll down. Let's take those knees out right here. So while we mobility for the hips, if that's comfortable for you, I want you to also tuck that pelvis. Take the hands here, almost like your pointers are here. We're gonna do a big stretch, inhale, exhale, lift. You don't have to get the shoulders very high, but we're isolating that deep core to lift. We're keeping the mobility in the hips. Inhale, if that's not right for you, just do the movement without the crunch. Big stretch overhead while you inhale, exhale, lift. One more like this. And breathe. We're gonna keep this, we're gonna add the knees coming in. So watch me here, big inhale. Exhale, bring the knees in and up. Lower the legs down. So it's gonna be tough on that core. You can always just do one part or the other. You can just do the legs, just do the arms. But we're getting mobility overhead, shoulder mobility, hip mobility, deep core, everything in. I know, I feel it too. Inhale and exhale. One more. And breathe. Hug those knees in. So either hug one knee in at a time or just gently roll side to side. So one more mobility before we go back to that core. We're gonna let the knees drop to the side. So we're stretching through the back, but we're doing open book either here, opening shoulder to shoulder, or pull that arm across. Hips stay in place, rotate through that thoracic spine. Here we go, bring it up and across. Look to the other side and back to center. And again, if you need to pull the arm across, that works too. Feel that stretch. And here. Taking it in and across. And let's get one more this side. And then just let your knees and your hips follow. All right, I'm gonna readjust my microphone so you guys can still hear me. And same thing from here. So knees are staying stable. Feel that stretch in the back, deep stretch in the back. Mobility through the arms. Join me here, take it over. Take it back. Reach through. So you can either come across or all the way up. And here, one more. And just hold that stretch. Gently bring the knees in, feet up in tabletop. So Just like this. If this is not right, you keep them down, you do a little march. Arms are gonna go here, feet are going here, dead bug. So opposite arm, opposite leg, big stretch. Use the core to come in. Opposite arm, opposite leg, big stretch. Use the core to come in. We're almost there. Take it out and breathe. Take it out and breathe. Now that you've got this stabilizing movement, you can keep it going. And if you want, hands up, rotate into the bicycle. We're getting the mobility when we extend the legs and the arms. If you want to add a little more core plus that rotational movement, right here. Not very many, because we got to make sure we save time to stretch. 3, 2, 1 more. And breathe. Hug those knees in, gentle roll side to side. Just get one knee, pull it in. You can extend the other leg out so you can grab either on the top or underneath. Just pulling it in. Holding that stretch. Relax into that. And if you can, we're gonna extend that one leg up. I know for most of us it's here, it's hard to get straight. I want you to encourage you to pull that foot down, pull the toe towards you, and extend the leg. If you can't get straight, that's okay. But make sure we're grabbing either on the calf or the thigh, not right on the joint, and just pull towards you. Just gentle pull. If it's a little shaky, that's okay. Right here. Flex and point the foot a few times. So feel through that. And let's take it to the other side. So other knee, you're pulling it in either right on top or right below. Breathe into that. So a few deep breaths. Every exhale, you're pulling in. It's gonna release in the back. You're gonna feel that. And then extend that leg up. So you're either here, woo, or bring it in. Flex that foot. I know this one's harder, for me at least. And then flex and point a few times. And then if you can, hug both knees in. Enjoy that stretch. If that doesn't feel right for you, just find one that does. And let's turn into our mat. So turn over onto your side. And if you are able, we're gonna come up in that little baby cobra. If that's not right for you, just come into a child's pose on all fours and then sit back into your hips. If you can, whew. Let's go right here. You can just look side to side. As you hold that stretch for your spine, you're getting it through your neck. And then if it feels good for you to come all the way up at cobra or up dog and then looking side to side. I know, it's tough for me too. And then wherever you are, take it back into that child's pose. Big reach forward, let your head and neck relax. And from this stretch, I just want you to press the shoulders down, side to side. Let your head rest into the floor. Sink your hips back. Coming up onto all fours, let's just roll through that cat-cow. So I want you to focus on this as a stretch. Yes, it's a mobility movement. It's also engaging your core. But I want you to really think about all the different parts of your spine moving through, especially that lower lumbar spine. A lot of us have more movement, speaking for myself, but a lot of us in that upper spine. But as we get down to that low back, we have less movement. So I'm gonna really focus on getting the movement through the spine. lower down more towards my hips. And then last thing, if you're able, we're gonna take it to that pigeon pose. So you can either come into it here or come back to that 90-90 and just turn into it. If that's not right for you, you can just hold it here. Otherwise, we're here. And you decide, maybe you wanna be here, maybe you wanna be all the way down, but we're just gonna take a few deep breaths and sink towards that hip. Finding what's good for you. If the 90-90 is a better option, hang out there. And then just very slowly, we're gonna switch that. So you can either switch from the plank or you can switch from the 90-90, turning into it here. And again, coming into whatever feels good for you. And then just carefully come to a seated position, whatever feels good for you. Of course, you can spend whatever time you need down on the mat. We're gonna let our head drop to one side. Feel that stretch. Please add some more stretching. As long as you're here, if you've got the time, add some more stretching, add some more flexibility and mobility. Take those fingertips here, let your head drop. And then other side, head drop away, and then opposite hand here. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel after this workout. Do you want to see more? Would you like to see longer deep stretch workouts or more mobility, more core? Let me know below. Take all the time you need coming out of this. Thank you so much for being here today. Let's get one big deep breath in and out. You did it. That was your mobility, core, and deep stretch workout. Great job, everybody.